Hello and welcome to another episode of Unisharks podcasts with my co-hosts Mako Shark and Lemon Shark. Thanks for joining.
Hi.
I wanted to talk with my fellow sharks. I feel like we should change our format a little bit. Usually, how we do it, we have the same host, not the same host, a host take a charge every week. So, for example, it would be me and then Mako, then Lemon, and that person would come up with the topics for that week. I was wondering if you guys want to stay with that, or I was thinking that each of us would come up with one topic and bring that, but we would still have the same host rotation.
I like that idea. That way, it doesn't put as much pressure on the person that's hosting.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm not thinking of a lot of topics now that I'm not at school and I'm not interacting with a lot of people, and I don't want to kind of come flat or have a really short episode. All right, so I guess if you guys are okay with that, then we'll go with that. So next week when Mako hosts, or when Mako hosts next time, we'll each come with a topic.
Okay.
So before we start off with our topics, I was going to let Lemon here go and explain the meme of the week.
Hello there. So, the meme of the week, Hammerhead Shark sent to me, and I thought it was super good. So I voted it for meme of the week instead of Mako. Anyways, so it's a TikTok that starts off with a really nice drawn picture of a cow. The title says, "I'm a teacher, and I asked my students, I'm assuming elementary students, to draw cows for me." Oh my gosh, the kids' versions of the cows are quite cursed and quite funny at the same time. And there's this one cow, this one person drew this really like cow with like a human head, and it said, "I am Moo."
I am. That one kind of scared me. I was not expecting it. And when I first saw it and that popped up, I was like, oh, Levin's going to love this.
Yeah, it reminds me of like those medieval drawings of like those cursed medieval drawings of cats and horses. It's like
Yeah.
the captions like, "You've seen a horse, right?" Just like, right, it shows the freaking horse. It has like freaking like a human head. It's just like, what the frick? Yeah, I loved how progressively the wind just kept getting more and more cursed. But I loved it.
Yeah. Oh, bless their hearts.
Mm-hmm. They tried. They gave their best shot.
Yeah, I think like the third one wasn't bad, and like all the comments were like, "We know who's going to be the artist when they grow up."
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll make sure to share that in the description. So the first topic, it might garner some hate from listeners. I'm sorry, but remember these are our own opinions. But I wanted to ask each of my fellow sharks here, what is their most hated genre of music? And we'll probably start here with Mako. Like what genre of music? Doesn't have to be the classical ones. Gosh dang it, I'm not even saying right. But like the ones that everyone knows in, I guess, United States or America. It could be from other countries as well if you know them.
Okay. I would say music itself. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh gosh.
I'm thinking it'd have to be screamo.
Oh really?
Yeah, like I can't say that I don't like heavy metal anymore because I bought the albums for Doom and Doom Eternal.
Some
and I
people
love
might
those.
argue against you for that, but I mean, I enjoy it. I think it's good as heavy metal as well. But some people might debate. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean we have some buddies that say it's not really heavy metal; it's more like heavy techno or something. But whatever. As far as I'm concerned, it falls under heavy metal. They have a heavy metal choir, so it's heavy metal for me. But screamo, I just don't like it because I can't understand most of what they're saying. And I feel like by that point, there's no point listening to the song unless you just like the music itself. So, and beyond that, I don't care for the culture. This seems really pretentious in a dark way. I
Okay.
don't know. Just really sort of like I went to a concert once, and these guys were like, "We want to dedicate this song to our friend and master Satan." And I was like, "Okay, guys, oh, wow," you know. It was just so over the top and dumb, you know.
Kind of like out there, not really. I don't know how to say it, but Lemon here, you like so Mako is to say that he doesn't like Screamo. How do you feel about that?
Well, everyone's entitled to their tastes, but I personally really like that stuff. But then again, it all depends on the genre. Like you can like a certain genre, but it doesn't mean like every single song in the genre, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So like yeah, of course there's songs that are like with like screaming that I don't like, but there's also songs with singing that I still don't like, you know? So it just depends on the song and the band. But yeah, I dig it. I'm a metalhead, proud of it.
So what would be your most hated genre though, and why?
It's kind of hard to choose. I choose either pop or country, but I don't know. It depends on the songs, but mainly pop because I think just because I hear it all the time, it's just kind of annoying. And it's like it feels really overrated to me. Like it feels like it's a lot of auto tune and a lot of um, yeah, like not as much talent involved, and also a lot of pop songs are very repetitive.
Okay.
Like generally they have like the main chorus and it just repeats over and over a
yeah,
bunch of times.
that is true.
But
I mean,
that being said, though, there are some pop songs I like. But usually, if I find a pop song that I like, I'll usually find like a YouTuber that does like a rock or heavy metal cover of it, and I'll listen to that version instead.
now that you bring that up, I think you showed us a few, and several of them actually were better than the original song.
Yeah.
Right? It takes talent to do that crap.
Yeah.
There's this one song I found back in like 2013. It was a heavy metal and scream over cover of Diamonds by Rihanna, and I really enjoy that one a lot more than I do the original.
I'm gonna have to find that one.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Um, so I was gonna go with country for first at first, but I wanted to expand it a little bit. That's why I brought up: is there any genres of music they don't like from other countries? Um, and the one that I absolutely hate is called banda,
Oh,
and
Banda.
yeah, and it's very popular in at least in Mexico and probably um, Hispanic and Latino countries. I can't really quote for them, but at least in Mexico they love it, and I absolutely hate it. It just hurts. It hurts to listen to it, and it always gives me headaches. It's like, I mean, it didn't help that I would be in these transport buses called combis, and I would be right next to the speaker, and it would just hurt.
So you actually had a physical reaction to it. That's how much you didn't
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, and that's usually why I don't like certain um, genres like country. It, that one more though is very similar to the reasons the lemon. Yeah, I just heard it all the time, at least at work or just around, and it just got on my nerves. But with Banda, you know, Lemon said that there's at least some songs that I might enjoy, but I actually hate every single song that I found in that genre. I just don't like it. Like I don't hate some of them as much as others, but I'm not gonna choose that. I feel like there's so much more better genres of music like bachata and I think I guess crap, what's it called? Cumbia? I think that was called. And all that. I just
Yeah.
enjoy those so much more.
Are you talking about country?
Oh, I did for a little bit. I was talking about banda.
What's Manda?
So it's a Mexican. Well, I don't know if it's purely Mexican,
Or is it
but very
mariachi?
it's very similar, but I'll have to share a song with you later. But you'll recognize it because someone always has an accordion, which I actually really enjoy accordion. But on this, uh, trumpets, tuba, clarinet,
Okay.
and sometimes people singing, and they just all sound the same.
So is it kind of accurate to say that banda is like the Mexican version of country?
Yeah, I guess, yeah.
Well,
But
oh, good.
oh yeah, go on.
Well, I was kind of going to go on a tangent, but I think it's weird. So I do enjoy country. I don't actively listen to it, but there are country songs I like. But I think it's funny that for as much hate as it gets, that it has its own music award show.
I'm sorry. I feel like I feel like they felt like they were shunned, and so they had to do it themselves. So okay. Before, if I'm sorry if you wanted to go out, there is one thing with country. I actually enjoy older country. It's not as bad. From like the 60s and 50s.
Oh yeah.
It definitely sounds a lot different than today's country in the past decade.
Oh yeah. I'll have
Yeah,
to look those up. I didn't know country had been around that long.
yeah.
So
But
actually, oh, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead.
Oh, I thought of another genre I don't like, but why don't you finish like talking about your feelings on banda first?
Well, yeah, no, that's about it with Banda. It's just I don't see the appeal for it. It's mostly just drinking songs. Um, I feel like the other genres are definitely more dancing and party. Um, but you also mentioned, Lemon, that you don't care for country. Was it
Um,
very same reasons?
which reasons did you give again?
Oh no, for pop.
Oh, yes and no. I feel like a lot of country songs give off a pretentious type of vibe. Like, oh, we're country boys and we're so much better than everybody else because we're country. And a lot of a lot of the songs involve like telling a story, which is cool and all, and I like that. Sometimes it gets kind of old, and sometimes the songs the stories I don't really vibe with, you know.
Is
But
that sorry? Is that because people would say that you're a country boy?
In
yeah,
a
yeah,
country
maybe.
world.
I did grow up in the country, and a lot of the country radio station was always on whenever I went places, so I'd hear country a lot. But strangely enough, like a lot of country I grew up on, I enjoyed more than the country now. I feel like classic country, I like more like some of the older stuff,
Yeah, same here.
like Lady Antebellum and like Sugarland. I like those bands because like they seem to actually have something interesting. And I guess Taylor Swift kind of has like a country vibe at first, and she had some good songs in the beginning too. But I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just the vibe it gives off, and I don't hate it. But like once that one summer we were working with our manager, and our manager played it all the time, I started developing a hate for it too.
I felt like you would. I was going to ask you about that, but yeah,
Yeah, it's like one of those things you could take in small doses, and it has to be it has to be like the right type of country, but it's not something I actively go out and seek, you know,
okay, okay,
unless it's like old Western music type of stuff.
yeah, yeah. I'm actually watching some old westerns when they come up on TV because I have nothing else to do right now. But they're fun.
Lucky.
All right. Anything else on that?
I was gonna say, so I guess you guys agree that classical country is the best, so I'm gonna have to look into that now.
Yeah,
That also reminded me, some of your stories reminded me that you know how people say that Let It Go from Frozen was overplayed?
yeah.
So my older sisters had an internship at Walt Disney World. It
Oh,
was actually how we got to go on vacation there like 7 years ago. And my older sister ended up hating Let It Go so much because she was stationed in the holiday store where they sell the ornaments. So for the entirety of her internship, this is, I think, 2 or 3 months, she had to listen to Let It Go in different languages by different artists all day long. And again,
I don't think it matters what song you're listening to. I think if you play it that much, you're going to end up hating it.
exactly. Because, I mean, let's be honest, from an objective point of view, Let It Go is a phenomenal song. So it's just, she just could not, she can't stand it now. Just too much exposure. So, the other thing I wanted to say was I realized there's something else, another genre of music I probably hate. And it's not like an active, I don't like it, but I can see why other people like it, like with Screamo. It's more of, I despise it deeply and desperately. It's YouTube children's songs.
Does that count
Okay.
though? Okay. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, you can
So
consider it on YouTube or on genre.
yeah. So when PewDiePie was going against um Cocomelon, you were really for that then, weren't you?
Yeah. And I mean, there are some that are fine, you know, like Baby Shark, I think got popular because of YouTube. You know, it's fine, it's fun, but there are other ones like that stupid Johnny Sugar whatever song. I hate it so
Oh,
much.
it's like hey, no papa, yes papa.
Yeah, Johnny, yes, Papa. Eating sugar, no pop. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah, we don't
I
get
hate it.
copyrighted. We don't get copyrighted. Okay.
That's why I love that meme where he like, like slaps the kid. Sounds bad, but like he slaps the kid and says, "You lie! I know you were eating sugar."
Okay.
Uh, yeah, that's all I have left to say.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, so this is, I guess, a little two-parter. Actually, now that I realize it, the second part of this question, or the other question, we already talked about. So we'll see if we have time for it. So the other thing I wanted to talk about was, could you, or if you could, go back in time, probably, I wanted to say 10 years, but just to be easier for anyone that's listening, just the start of your high school career, would you do it? Would you go back at that time with the current knowledge and information that you have right now?
Oh
And
yeah.
if not, why not?
I
Oh
don't know.
goodness, I don't know. I mean, I'd probably make a lot better decisions if I went back that time. But at the same time, though, I have to go through high school again, so I don't know. I don't know if I can do it.
I think like if I could go back through it, but with like my current mind and temperament and all that stuff. Is that what you mean? Or just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, kind of just
yeah.
how you are, but you're 10 years younger or however young you are when you started high school. You're just back at that you're basically the same.
Oh yeah, definitely I would.
Oh yeah.
Why?
Well, because I feel like at this point I would dominate the school. Because like when I was in high school, I was dealing with depression and all this other stuff. You know, I kind of kept to myself. I wasn't really bullied. I mean, there were some eighth graders that were kind of rude, but you know, whatever. But no, I was well liked and respected. But you know, it's when you're struggling with all this mental and emotional stuff, it kind of, you know, it kind of takes the wind out of your sails. So if I could
Yeah,
go back now when I'm like much more social and I guess happy and charismatic, oh yeah, that school will be in the palm of my hand.
but I mean, some of the things that we enjoy right now wouldn't be there.
Well, I guess I could look forward to them showing up though. Oh, and I'd start buying shares in Marvel.
I know you would.
Would you warn the world about 2020?
Uh, Well, to be honest, I don't think anyone would believe me if I did,
Yeah, yeah,
unless I ended
and
up unless I ended up as like one of those stupid ads you see on the internet of this man predicted the COVID crisis. Here's what he's saying will happen next, sort of things. But even then,
yeah.
that could only last so long.
Well, depending if you were predicting stuff for the first 5 years, you probably would garner attention at that time. It's just once we actually get past 2020, you wouldn't know what to say, you know?
Yeah, I just had to say, like, just so you guys know, I have no idea what happens after 2021.
Yeah, yeah, that'd be a good way to put it. No, so maybe this might spark something in you guys, but when I was thinking about it, at first I was like, yeah, I want to go back. But logically, there's a lot of things that could go wrong. Um, and don't get all sappy on me, guys. But I don't know if I could make the friendships that I did,
Oh yeah,
because I already know them, but they have no idea who I am.
yeah. So it'd be harder. You think it'd be harder to have like a more naturally developed relationship then?
Yeah, with anyone really, because it's like I know something's gonna happen to someone, and like yeah, I want to buy stocks and everything. I'd buy a bunch of GameStop and invest in Bitcoin and all that. But I feel like that would change what I would do in the future as well. Like I don't think I would uh, like leave school after my first year. I would just continue because I would already know what I want to do or graduate with. So I would probably start studying that already in high school, and then I'd be done a lot sooner, and then I probably would have met you guys, probably wouldn't have uh made the relationships I did with others.
Mhm.
And so that'd be kind of awkward, there's like I see someone at school, it's like, "Oh, I went on a date with you," but you have no idea, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like the butterfly effect. You change one thing, you don't know what the outcome is going to be.
Yeah, I could be the reason that lemon here kills Mako, I just don't know. Probably not to that extent.
Of all things.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I thought about that too.
just
I thought about that too. It's like,
what
would I
killing
be?
me?
Would I learn the
No.
things I need to learn? You know,
Yeah.
Say that. Say that
like
again.
would I learn the things I needed to learn to become the person I am now? Because we learn a lot from our mistakes, and like if I didn't do some things, like where would I be now? Type of thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, our personality would be the same when we went back. So
That's
ourselves would
true.
have gone through the experience, but I mean, we wouldn't probably have effect on other people that we would have before if we didn't have that knowledge. When we didn't have that knowledge.
Right. Yeah, because I don't know. I'm not. If I went back now, I'm not sure if I would serve a 2-year mission again. I don't know
Yeah,
if I can do that again.
I wouldn't do that either. But spoiler alert. Yep, that's we're members. Okay, go on.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it was a good experience, but it's also like the worst time of my life too, I guess.
Yeah, it was really tough. You know,
Yeah.
but luckily we ourselves would have gone through that already. But I mean, the people around us would have known that, and so people's opinions would have been different.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I feel like you would lose a lot of relationships, which I think would probably be the biggest things.
True. I think I might gain some new ones too,
That's definitely true.
but
Well, see, for my part, I feel like you would actually be able to make those relationships deeper. Because I feel like, you already kind of have a general knowledge of how this person acts. So you could, form the relationship with them faster and more easily. And, since you already know what's going to happen, you have greater confidence in yourself and in them. So I feel like it would actually connect you both closer together.
Yeah, I feel like that's true for certain people. But I mean, imagine if I came up to you though, Mako, and it'd be like, "Hey, I know you're gonna like these shows. Let's watch them together." And that'd be like the first thing I say to you, you know?
Oh,
But
I mean, if you were that obvious about it.
or like, how's your family doing? Like, I don't even know you, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think like as long as you were careful about it, you didn't break the time travel rules.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. We wouldn't know what else would happen would someone come after us.
What?
You know, is there time travel police?
Oh yeah. Like in Loki, which comes out next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be good too to go back. One good thing is I appreciate a lot of things that you don't have because I remember myself, I took a lot of things for granted, like in high
Yeah.
school. And I was kind of done with some stuff, but yeah, especially like my relationship with my parents, I think I took it for granted a lot
Mhm.
compared to I do now. You know,
Yeah.
that'd be one good thing to go back and maybe not be such a brat myself at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do the dishes more. All right. Uh, I guess keep going off the topic of the past. So I just thought of this now. It was there something that you stopped doing that you wish you kind of kept doing, like a sport or a hobby around
Hmm.
the same time? So I guess I'll start off. Like I was in band. To be honest, I'd be okay with not continuing with band, but I I would probably practice more, and I would do the same with tennis. I actually kind of wish I did more with tennis. Practice more, took it a little more seriously, and try to get better. I mean, I kind of can do that now, but I'm not that old. But it's I can't necessarily go pro now. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could.
yeah,
If you
maybe.
if you need transplants, I mean, what do those matter in the big scheme of things?
Yeah, I won't need those until I'm in late 30s.
Yeah. For me, I think I would get into weightlifting earlier
Same.
because I enjoy it now, like just strength training, weightlifting, working out. So, and I actually got back into it recently, and I've been loving it. I think I also would have kept up with, stayed with orchestra and taekwondo. So, because you guys know that I went to taekwondo in the main, not the main club. Basically, the school ran a little taekwondo club thing, so I started going to it because I remember my teacher back when I was 11 or 12 said, "Oh yeah, I quit taekwondo for like 20 years and then got back into it, and now I'm a black belt." So like, I don't regret dropping that as much because he said that, but I do wish I'd still kept with it. So in an orchestra, I can't even remember how to read sheet music anymore, and I'm kind of disappointed about that. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I wasn't in orchestra, but I did the same thing. I can't read bass clef. Like I don't really know where the notes are and everything. I don't understand music, but um, I will say like if we do decide to pick it up, it probably won't take us as long to get it back.
oh yeah, no, it's been scientifically proven that once you learn something, it's a lot easier to relearn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Lemon, you still play music, and so you can still read music. We can't anymore. But is there anything else that you would kind of keep going if you could?
I kind of wish I stuck with weightlifting a bit more. I kind of also wish I didn't take music as seriously as I did because I think for me, I kind of had it as an inferiority complex. Like I based a lot of my worth on how well my music skill was, and like I was always depressed because everyone else seemed better than me, music wise.
Yeah.
I kind of wish I didn't take that as seriously, and I kind of wish I did a sport like basketball or something like that, just to like get myself in a better shape because I'm kind of in bad shape right now. But I do kind of
Yeah.
wish I wish I was stuck with weights, done basketball, and quit band, but focused more on orchestra. Because in my school, that we had a band, but we didn't have an orchestra. But I was obsessed with like Apocalyptica and the two cellos and just the cello in general. So I convinced my parents to buy me one, and I joined the local Philharmonic Orchestra, which was like half an hour away from where I lived, and they met like twice or once a week, I think. But it was like a bunch of old people. It was like it felt like a really cool experience being able to like play with these seasoned people and whatnot. But yeah, I kind of wish I quit band and focused more on that. That way, I could have led a more balanced life, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, if I did go back in time, I probably would have taken things a lot less seriously than I did back then. But like, yeah, whatever, you know. Like I'm cool.
Yeah, no, it's definitely true. All the, I guess, barely I could term the squabbles and the dumb things that happened, they're really not that bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always
I mean,
like
so
I always. Or go ahead.
I was gonna say some of them were actually really bad, but yeah.
Yeah, I used to like get down on myself because I wasn't very social. I didn't have like a lot of friends, I guess. But now I'm just like, whatever. If I don't, just because society makes it seem like you need to, you don't have to. It's like it's okay just to have a couple good friends and not have to have like a huge friend group. You know,
Yeah.
quality
Yeah.
versus quantity. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, that's my
um,
list. Yeah.
yeah. Sorry if I made you guys nostalgic. I've been I've been so this is actually the reason why I've been reading manga, of course. And this one's actually really interesting. Okay, so question, have either of you played Magic the Gathering?
No, I bought a couple of the cards because I thought they looked cool, but I didn't play it.
How about you, Mako?
No, I've never played it.
Okay,
I know
I
a lot
haven't.
of people that like playing it, but
Yeah. Well, if you think they like manga, feel free to let them know about this one. I never played either. I was definitely more Pokemon and a little bit of Yu-Gi-Oh guy. Same with Lemon. I thought the art was really good because they do they do get really good artists to do them. But it's this manga that's based in 1998 and about these guys in junior high or middle school, like eighth graders, I believe. Yeah, and it's just kind of becoming, um, well, I guess trying to be pros at Magic in a sense. Well, at least the main character, he's really into it, and then he meets a girl that's like he's like second in his class, and the girl's first in his class, and they're always competing, and he finds out she likes Magic and everything, and then they start their relationship and all that. But it's like set in 98 and 99, and so they have like the really old flip phones and the CVR TVs and every and so I was kind of bringing back nostalgia and just when we were younger. I was 4 at the time. I think year 5 there, Mako and oh 3 years old.
it's
Okay, sorry.
Little lemon baby.
And so I was kind of getting nostalgic there. Um, So I guess if you guys want to talk about it a little bit, is there anything that kind of brings you nostalgia? Like for me, it's very weebish me to say this, but it's certain animes. It's mostly associated. Like I showed you guys Haruhi Suzumiya. That is a very nostalgic show for me because I watched it when I was like in ninth grade or 10th grade. And so I just remember those times when I watched it, when I first watched it.
yeah.
How about you?
Mm,
Anything else that brings you guys nostalgia?
For me, I think the
other
biggest one is music, and also like yeah, listening to music that I haven't listened to in a long time. It like will definitely bring me back into the moment when I discovered that music. But also another thing that kind of brings back strangely is nostalgic is driving the tractor.
oh really?
Like it's kind of sad. My dad actually just sold all of his tractors because he's not using them anymore. But back in the day, like when I get back into the tractor and start driving around, it'd like make me nostalgic, like all the summers growing up in high school and all that. Like my summers are just driving tractor and listening to music. That brought back a lot of memories.
Yeah. How about you, Mako?
Let's see, nostalgia. I guess, yeah, all the time it's a movie that give you nostalgia, or sometimes music, and sometimes it's even just a random smell. That comes in my nose. I'm like, oh wow, I remember smelling this like 10 years ago at this time. One of those weird things.
Really? I've actually never experienced that. Like, I probably would, but no, I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I get that a little bit like certain house smells. Like I remember when I first walked into the college building on campus. I like smell it and like it'd bring me back to when I first came to college back in 2014. But
yeah,
yeah, like certain house
Huh.
smells. I think if I walked back into our old apartment, the smell would probably bring me back too.
Oh, some of the things we don't want to remember, like our roommate burning tea bags and other roommate making tea. Two different roommates though. Or what was it called? It mate?
yeah, mate.
Yeah, and then the smell of unclean dishes. But no. I understand you. I understand you.
Yeah, like to be honest, it doesn't always have a trigger though. Like for me, sometimes nostalgia just randomly hits me as I'm thinking about things. Like I feel nostalgic for a year ago.
Oh yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, like 2020 was a really difficult year for a lot of people, but for me, it was one of the best years of my life.
Yeah. But luckily for us, we didn't have to work a lot and worry about a lot of things. But we definitely were able to do a lot of things. That's why we started the podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, we started the podcast. Um, Hammerhead introduced me to my all-time favorite manga. So like it was the first one I
Yotuba?
actually. Yeah, yeah, it was the
Oh
first one
yeah,
I ever. It's the first one I ever seriously read, and the first one I bought for myself because I liked it so much.
yeah. I mean, I'm glad you have the digital copies. Um, but I feel like you should get the hard copies. They should give you a discount for getting digital, though, in my opinion. I don't think they will, though.
Oh, I did. I got it like half off.
Oh, okay. So it's kind of sad, actually. Um, since I'm not a student anymore, Amazon finally canceled my student Prime.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, like no,
I remember
my
when that happened to
free
me.
shipping is gone. So it's like I gotta get another degree so I can get my free shipping. I mean, they still charge you, but it's like half price
Yeah.
and all that. But um, oh
speaking of
gosh,
Prime, did you guys watch any of the new Prime stuff or Prime originals?
like Invincible
Yeah,
and The
and
Boys.
The Expanse.
No,
No,
no, I
really.
haven't.
Yeah,
I've
they've
seen
been.
I've seen clips from Invincible, and looks like it's a really good show. Like I wouldn't be surprised if they got the writers from The Boys on it. So, but I don't know. Not really into dark stuff too much.
I feel like it's one of those shows where it's more fun just to watch like compilation clips on YouTube of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I actually did that. I watched when Omni Man just totally massacred some guys, and then I had to go to the wiki and everything and read about him. I was like, oh, this person gets revived, and this not, and this no. Like, oh, okay. Even though
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
probably won't watch it.
Yeah,
Oh
it's one
yeah,
of
and
those
one
plots where like it really frustrates me when like the audience knows something that the characters don't. So you're
Oh
just
yeah,
like, oh my gosh, kind of like Death Note does that really well. Like when that scene in Death Note happened, I got really frustrated and stopped watching it. Like I can't do that for some reason. It really frustrates me when I see like the audiences, like when I know what's going to happen and the audience just like walks into it and I'm like, no, But yeah. Anyways, sorry to get off track. What were you saying again? Hammerhead?
Oh, I'm good. I think Mako was saying something.
So this is a spoiler for Invincible, if you mind.
All right, yeah, I'll timestamp it.
Yeah, in the comics, there's an actual rape scene.
Actual what?
There's a rape scene.
Oh dang.
Like,
Was it pretty early on, or?
I think it's in the middle of the series because the comics ended. But
Hmm.
so the story is that even though Omni Man is very powerful, there's actually only 50 of his race left. So as part of that, long story short, they come to Earth and integrate into society. They give up their psychotic, murdery ways. But before that, one of the girls of his species wants to try and help bring the race back, so she rapes Invincible to try and get herself pregnant.
Doesn't Invincible have a relationship with someone?
Yeah, he's in the middle of a relationship, and
Oh,
he tells the lady this, but she, beats him down and then rapes him. And later, he finally talks to his dad about it because by that point, Omni Man's a good guy. And his dad explains to him, well, in our culture, it was normal for if you're stronger than somebody, you have every right to force yourself on them. It was just normal for us. Like, I'm sorry she did that to you. Like, the fact that now we as a species know that that's wrong, that shows how far we've come since just a few years ago.
yeah. I know. Like she could have waited until they broke up.
I think he might have been ready by that point.
Yeah. But I mean, there's the big scene of Omni Man doing the think, and it's like we're
Yeah.
gonna live. You're like, you won't even look 30 by the time everyone around you's dead, and stuff like that. And I guess they kind of forgot that as a little loophole, but
Yeah.
um, yeah. Oh, I actually did not know that either. But
Yeah. So, oh, sorry.
oh, that's fine. I don't plan on watching it. Uh,
Oh, yeah. There's
I
like
think
a lot of. Go ahead.
Oh no, you mentioned it. Like you said, there's just it's just kind of over the top in my opinion. Um,
Yeah. On like, there's a lot of debate over are they going to put this in the show or are they going to say, you know what, we don't think we could do that and be sensitive about it, and so
yeah.
we're not going to do it because I
Oh,
actually
they
did.
actually brought that up.
Well, yeah, there are news articles about it, and the way they handled it in the comic, because I did look up the pages where it happens. It's they don't. It's not like graphic nudity or anything, but they did do what they could to make it more tasteful. It wasn't like some. It didn't
Like
seem like they were
silhouettes.
trying. Yeah, well, and it didn't seem like they were trying to be edgy or anything. It seemed like they wanted to bring attention to an issue.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's this debate over whether they're going to put that in the show.
I mean, I don't think they will. There's this actually a very similar situation. It's not rape though, but it's dealing with high school. And I don't know if you heard about it, but it's this one series called "Please Don't Bully Me," Nagataro. And actually, I want to talk about this for a little bit. But you guys haven't actually read them, but I've shown you guys some clips. But there's a scene where the main girl's one of her friends hit, and the main guy, they walk in on one of her friends in the nurse's office, and her friend's getting on with her boyfriend at the time. And I'm like, I don't think they're gonna show that in the anime. Because they can kind of get away with more stuff in books than they can in TV shows. It's changing, but as of right now, they can't as much.
Mhm.
And it's actually interesting because there's a scene in the books that I totally forgot about, but they changed their outfits so they're not as scantily. And I was like, okay, then they probably won't if they're doing that. But I actually want to get your guys' opinions on this. So they finally announced Komi-san to be an anime. It's been over a week now, I believe, since they announced it. Do you guys remember that series.
That's
Yeah.
that's the manga about the girl that doesn't talk.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
you remember that one, Mako?
Yeah.
So that one just finally got announced, and there's been a kind of repetition of things for Twitter that when this one came out, Yuzaki-chan, you probably would recognize her. She's a short, busty girl that kind of bullies her senpai in college, and people were making arguments about it because she's not proportional, even though there are people like that. And then Nagatoro came out, and then Twitter was all crazy about that because it's like in inviting people to be bullies, which doesn't actually end up that way. And then Komi-san just came out, and now people are bashing it because it's basically said that they're putting having women silent on a pedestal and having the guy take care of her and all that. How do obviously a lot of people are doing this haven't read the books, but I don't know what's your guys' opinions on it. Do you think they're just kind of going over the top?
Well, it's Twitter, and it feels like a lot of the woke Twitter group seems to target a lot of animes for some reason,
Yeah,
which is interesting.
it's been
Yeah.
happening recently.
Yeah, I'd say that's over the top. Because, I mean, based off what I saw of that, it's more about a really shy girl trying to express her feelings. Right? Is that what it's
Yeah,
going for? Yeah, and that
yeah,
seems more just relatable. You know, it's not trying to say, oh, she's a weak girl that needs saving. It's more like, here is a human being with weaknesses, and this is her trying to deal with them so she can eventually find greater happiness. And isn't that something we all do?
yeah. So yeah, it's kind of dumb, but I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
It's um, it's like she wants to be friends with everyone, and I think that's a reasonable goal. And they're showing it all the different um, ways that she interacts with everyone, and it's just kind of like normal high school. Um, it's just more wholesome. But all right, I feel like we'll probably end it there. Is there anything either you want to bring up?
No, I feel like that was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, good session, boys. The Sharks, I think.
Sorry for my rants, but they need to be done. I'll let Mako go on his rant next week.
Yeah.
We'll see if we get our guest. They're not
The Great
really.
White.
Oh, are we gonna call him Great White?
I think that's what he said. That's what he said he wanted to be called.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. You probably remember more than I do. We did say his name already, so we'll ask him. He'll probably want to be called Great White, though. I think he'll like that.
That'd be pretty funny.
So hopefully we can. If not, we'll see if we can get him as soon as possible. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yep. Get ready
Right.
for my rant.